Okay, so this is my first official flip through book. It's going to be the Pathfinder campaign setting, Inner Sea Gods. Now, I haven't actually read the book. I've just flipped through it a few times, but it looks pretty good, pretty thick. Let's see, we'll look at the page count exact. About 330 pages-ish, if you count the index and stuff. So, it's a good-sized book. It is $40, so if you want to go pick it up at Barnes & Noble or your local gaming store, it is pretty high quality. The artwork in here looks beautiful. So, check that out. Table of contents. It's got a few main chapters, but I'll be honest, the first few chapters, or the first chapter is really short, obviously, and then if you look at the page numbers, the biggest section is the other deities and the core deities section. So all the deities take up most of it, which you could gather that from the title of the book. It's called Inner Sea Gods, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so then you got the introduction that basically tells you how the deities are viewed in the world. I did read the intro. Basically states that the gods are, while people worship their gods, they also will pray to other gods that aren't their main god for certain things. Like if they decide to travel by sea, they might pray to the god of the sea and for safe passage and things like that. But it states that their gods can be jealous, so they have to be careful about that. So yeah, it's just a really pretty book, like I said. So I'm going to flip through, and anything that stands out to me I'll mention. But this is the layout of how the book is said. There's going to be a quote for each deity, statistics, the introduction, their church, what their paladin, anti-paladin code is, temples and shrines, a priest's role, which is a nice section. It tells you what the priest actually does, what their adventurers do, type of clothing that a worshiper would typically wear, their holy text, which I think is another nice touch, because I actually like to have my players find holy texts for certain gods, holidays, aphorisms, relations with other religions, realm, planar allies, and etc. So, it goes on to a few different things. But anyways, you can see, again, here's the breakdown of it. So it tells you, the information about the god and all that, just like we were saying about how it's laid out. And it's a few pages about each god. So it does give you more information in this book about your gods than you got from the other books that came out for like the Player's Companions and things like that. So that's kind of nice. It tells you, for instance, I did read about Asmodeus. It does tell you kind of how he gets people to worship him and buy into the fact that he's not evil, kind of thing. So kind of nice. Again, beautiful artwork. I'm really excited to read this and use this book for my future games. There's the other book I had read about the religions, so that came out a while back. I think it was a chronicle. I have it over here. Let me grab it real quick. Yeah, so I have this one as well. I've had this for a while. It's called Gods and Magic. And this one had a lot of good information as well. But it's, 1/6 of the amount of pages, if even that much. So this one just blows it away. And it gives you a lot more flavorful text about them. So... Aristil. I know my wife likes to play druids and things like that, and so he's good for her. Again, beautiful book. I mean, I can't stress how beautiful this book is. But Pathfinder's always been known to have really nice books. So No real issues stand out to me with this book. I can tell you though, I do plan, like I said, now that I've got this, I do plan on using the gods a little more in my games, whether they visit them in their dreams, or their cultists or their priests become more involved. The holy text, now I can use things for that, so I'm excited about it. Let's see, and from what I heard, I haven't, like I said, I haven't read it, but from a No Direction, when they were talking with the Paizo guys, one of the things that came up on their channel was that some things had changed since that other one, the Gods and Magic book, and it was intentional. One, to make it so they said that the reason they did it was, and this is paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly, but they wanted people to not say this is the exact case, and things could have changed over time, and so you can use either one. Now, none of it's really majorly contradictory from my understanding, but really, it kind of gives religions a little bit of depth, Like, for instance, there's multiple versions of Christianity, and different churches worship differently, So what one church does, it might not be the exact same thing another church does. So that's all I'm saying about that. But yeah, so then chapter 2 is other deities, and these are, like, my understanding is the lesser known deities. You're probably not going to use them a lot. So it's not as much written about each one, but there's enough, I think, to use them. So dwarven deities. So now you have racial deities. Just awesome stuff here. Options. So here's options. So it's kind of, different classes that you can, like, play again, or more classes. So you got the Evangelist, Exalted, Sentinel, and you got feats, and there's spells in here. What is a Pathfinder book without feats and spells? Come on, really? Religious traits that you can have now, subdomains. And spells, like I said. I'm really curious to read through them. I haven't played a lot of Pathfinder. I have a lot of their books, but I haven't played a lot of Pathfinder. And it's something I do want to get more into. So you have these altars now that I guess you can place in dungeons and stuff, and it will change different effects and things like that. So for instance, let's read one. Altar of Aristil. This altar is a large stone hearth that is normally kept blazing in features of prominent image of Aristil wielding his sacred bow, using the holy weapon either in defense of a home or to hunt game for food. Praying at the altar grants a +2 circumstance bonus on handle, animal, and heal checks, or one of the following magic weapon special abilities, worshipper's choice, to one magic weapon, carried or wielded by the worshipper. Animal Bane, Conserving, Huntsman, or Merciful. This effect is suppressed if the weapon leaves the worshipper's grasp, but resumes if the weapon is returned to the worshipper. So that's kind of cool. So you can put it in your house or your base of operations and pray before you go out. So there's different things you could do. They do have a price, so they do cost, and they are pretty heavy. So just kind of cool. Nice little interesting thing. Got magic armor and shields, weapons, wondrous items. I don't know if they're all brand new or if they're just kind of copied and pasted from other things. I'm pretty sure they're new, but I'm excited to look through those. So then you have these servitors, which are basically like their servants and stuff. So you have it's almost like a bestiary, or bestiary, whatever you want to call it, for the gods. And so that's kind of cool. So I did look through that. I didn't read any of it, but so you got a bunch of things for the different religions that you can put in their temples. So yeah, and they're organized by the gods. So then the appendix has a lot of different charts. So yeah, that's it. This is the first of many more to come. Let me know what you think of this. Maybe ways that I can improve it. Obviously I haven't read this book yet. So these could get better. Maybe I'll do them based on books that I've only read. So I know more about what I'm talking about, and I can point out more cool things or things that I might not be a fan of. But again, let me know what you think. This is my first time doing this, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.